This is Arua, a bustling town of 800,000 people that has held the fort of economic hub for the greater West Nile region for decades. Arua is arguably one of Uganda's biggest and most populated districts, a melting pot of various tribes and nationalities that are attracted here especially for business. The commissioning of the Nyagak Dam has meant that power supply is relatively more stable, and reliance on generators that once ran for almost an entire day is minimal. This development has fast-tracked growth here, but Arua owes its transformation to other factors as well. This is Odramachaku, a trading center bordering the Democratic Republic of Congo. About 15 kilometers from Arua town, the center thrives on smuggling, and business is evidently brisk, what with the sight of goods constantly making their way to and from across the border.
Things like cooking oil, and there's batteries, and there's also these ones like rice, there's a sugar. There are actually very many items, things like mattresses, very many.
Simon Yoti is a border rider not far from Odramachaku. He tells us what merchandise makes its way from Congo into Uganda.
Things like motorcycles, they come from there, and these are like kitenges. So there are, plus others also, there are some busy households there.
Beer seems to be the item on high demand in Congo, and several trips loaded with brew make their way to Arua, a huge market in Congo about 10 kilometers from Odramachaku. Although Simon denies being part of the illicit trade, he introduces us to friends who are.
Because they can't use the real road because they are now smuggling the items. That's why they are using this other small roads there.
Many of the youth here survive on smuggling, which has a monetary trickle-down effect.
That he's enjoying the business because he's getting money out of it.
People have built houses with iron seats, just like that. They buy a motorcycle, they pay school fees out of that work.
There is no doubt that one way or another, Arua town has benefited from the illicit activity of smuggling. It has had a spiraling contribution economically to the growth of this town. And as we talked to residents, they admitted that the reason such buildings like this one here are sprouting all over the town is as a result of smuggling itself. Talk about a necessary evil.
If there are good things from the other side, from Congo, which are needed in Uganda, they can smuggle them, they bring them to Uganda, and vice versa. So this kind of underground activities, I'm sure, are there.
Arua District Chief Administrative Officer Sam Ogenworth says smuggling has something to do with the bustle of this town, but admits it's not easy to quantify its impact. And yet, somehow, the proceeds from smuggling here in Odramachaku not only aid the growth of this community, but also Arua town, from where a lot of these goods are procured.